Annalisa's having a hard time getting in. Um, okay. All right. So let's get going. So Sellexa, I'll talk about what this is right now. And what it is this upcoming release of a seller lead generation tool that uses a combination of the following to get you more listings. So this is kind of ambitious. It's an Alexa skill app. So if you've heard of those, it's kind of an app that goes into Amazon's Alexa service. It involves Uber drivers, and actually this has been crazy hard for our product team to figure out, but it actually involves carrier pigeons, and you'll see in a minute what goes into that and why carrier pigeons are involved. So
I'm excited. I love it. Sorry.
Okay, you are here.
Yes, well, my carrier pigeon arrived at my door. It's like the beta test.
Okay.
Yeah.
It brought you your Zoom login info?
It did.
Okay. So how it works is that once you've chosen your target zip codes, right? The Amazon skill app starts listening to people's conversations in their house, right? So if somebody says, I want to move, or I'm moving, what's my house worth? I need to sell my house. If they hear something related to getting a new job, or people are fighting and there's like a squabble going on, and you hear the word divorce or divorce lawyer, or just something like, do we know any real estate agents? Selexa's listening right here.
And if they're like, hey, that place is down the road as the crow flies, that's like code. It picks up on that.
Yes. Yeah. Any indication that the person wants to do anything real estate related.
Right.
So what happens is Alexa right away will say, I forget, what's Alexa's voice? I don't have one, but it says something like, sounds like you're looking to sell your house. Let me connect you with a listing agent. Something like that. Your voice is probably closer.
Thank you for pausing.
Yes. Thank you.
Connect you with a real estate agent.
Like that. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. Annalisa, you should we need to get you to record the skill app. Cool. So now what happens is Sellexa calls your KV Core or your K Plus Smart number, and then you're instantly connected to the Sellexa app, to the Amazon Alexa app, and you're talking to the homeowner right there. So you can even.
It's not creepy though.
It's not creepy at all. There's nothing creepy about it.
No.
You can even record common listing conversation phrases into the bot feature. So if you're not around to have the conversation, the bot will just kind of talk to the client for you, right? So if you're busy with another client or fishing or whatever you might be doing.
Great. Do you need to downsize because your teenage boy needs to move out because he's eating too much food? We have a home for you. Like that?
Like that, yes.
Yeah.
That one hit a little close to home. All right.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah.
It's expensive, these teenagers. So you'll get a push notification, through your KV Core app about every new Sellexa lead, and all conversations are recorded and transcribed to text, and they'll be added to notes in your KV Core system. So, there's just a picture. She looks very happy right there. Sellexa can actually, it's advanced functionality of Alexa. It can actually smell like vibes. Doesn't even have to hear the conversation. Did you know this, Annalisa?
Well, I mean, I think what's exciting is it takes that old scratch and sniff technology and like those old markers that you could buy, like when you were a kid, you were super jazzed to get, and it applies that to real estate technology.
Got it. Yes, that's what it does. Yeah. And in this case, it's smelling those bad vibes, and they just know these people need it. They're probably going to get divorced, so they're going to connect you to a listing.
They're like, do you need 20 acres? You can each build a house on each end of it and have a path in the middle. We have the property for you.
Yep. So what happens next is the bot will dispatch an Uber driver. Uber has an API for this, and they'll have the Uber driver will go pick up the for sale sign, and they'll just put it in the person's yard right away. Now, some homeowners might find this to be a little presumptuous, but in early testing, it seems that most people appreciate the initiative.
And it helps that it happens at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it happens overnight, right? So we don't want the Uber driver to have any confrontation. So it does happen kind of in the middle of the night. So while the Uber driver is installing the sign, a carrier pigeon drops a full CMA and listing paperwork off to the property. So that's all done for you. And we were going to use the Uber drivers for the kind of dropping off of the paperwork, but the pigeons were actually way smarter and better at creating CMAs.
Navigation, yeah.
And Mike Tyson helped. Mike Tyson, he's in the pigeons. He's got this.
It's his birds. Yeah, it's his birds.
So he
And
has
if you want to adopt one, you know, we have the My Homie program where you can adopt your pigeon after we retire him.
Yeah, so no pigeons will be hurt here, and we're doing a good thing. We're adopting them out.
Yeah.
So for an additional fee, the Uber driver will take pictures of the house. They'll deliver and sign the listing paperwork. You as the agent don't even have to go to the property. It's kind of all done. The carrier pigeons and the Uber drivers get it all done. And the whole process is designed to leverage modern tech to help you procure and close as many listings as possible with as little work as possible. So bottom line is, guys, you guys are hearing this first today. We're a bit away from launching the full finished product, but if you want to go to the URL on the screen, I'll show you the process of getting on the, I'll drop it to everybody watching live.
And really, it's just chicken feed at the end of the day. It's super inexpensive to care for a pigeon.
Yeah. So if you want to sign up, you just kind of go and you answer a few quick questions, and we'll get you on the early bird list right here.
The early bird list. That was perfect. Yes.
Yeah. That's the first order of business here on today's Inside Real Estate Strategies.
I've been so excited that we're finally putting this out there for the spring 2021.
Yeah, I mean, listings are people are picking holes in our thing. Mark's asking, how can a sign be placed in the yard without a contract? I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. But
well, we're contracted with Uber, so which contract, Mark?
Right. So that's the first order of business today. We'll move on from this. And we'll go the second order of business. Yesterday we did our session about this document, the how to use your home equity to buy your first investment property. So you can watch yesterday's session. It's on YouTube or in the Next Level members area. And then I also put the actual doc for members to use. It's in the templates section of Next Level. So if you just go to where the marketing templates section, it'll be there under emails and texts, and you can go use that copy if you want to. Otherwise, Mark says we got him. Otherwise, we're going to just treat this session after we've had our little bit of fun here. We'll just treat this as a general Q&A. Annalisa, do you have anything you'd like to start out with to kick off the conversation? And anybody who's listening live, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see us talk about, go for it.
I think one thing we should touch on that kind of had a soft release that a lot of people may not be aware of is in the new KB Core UI, within the multi-property squeeze, you have the ability now to drop a specific listing ID or address in there to anchor as the primary image for the multi-property result. So that's a brand new feature that I think a lot of you are going to love because it allows you a little more flexibility on getting that primary image keyed in.
Okay, let me back up. So I'm here in the IDX squeeze.
Yeah. First you're going to need a listing ID.
Okay.
So I would grab one of those first.
Okay, give me a second here.
So it looks like Peter's asking when Sellexa comes out. We have a pigeon en route right now, Peter. Yeah, so just grab a listing ID.
Yeah.
And then you're going to use that when you're building the squeeze page within that right-hand section. All right.
So over here, it's the single property.
It's the multi. Yeah. So you would put in your area, you'd put in your parameters and all that. But when you get over to the page configuration.
Yes, I am aware of this now. Okay. So Pinellas.
Yeah.
And
then on the Facebook cover photo, the bottom gives you the ability to drop in a custom MLS, or you can start typing a address. Either way, it'll look the information up and try to match it up.
Gotcha.
So if you just drop that MLS ID in there and then build the link, it'll anchor that listing as that primary image. Now, one thing to be aware of, if that listing does sell, it's going to revert to a coming soon image like it would with any other property that you've used, like on a single property squeeze or something like that. So just keep that in mind. But it is super handy. And I don't think, right now, because inventory is so kind of getting lean, if you use the MLS image like that, odds are it probably will be removed quickly because it's going to sell quick.
Gotcha. But it's supposed to give me the image of the property of the MLS number that I used.
Yes.
Yep. But if it was already listed or pending, then it will default back to something else.
Yeah, if it's removed from the MLS, it's going to default to the coming soon image.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So it's a pretty neat little addition. And I know a lot of people have been asking for something like that for a while. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see it here.
For people who are asking, you can get more details about Alexa. Just fill out the form at the bottom and it'll show you more details.
Yeah. Make sure to just click on that link at the bottom of the Sellexa ad here on April 1st.
We're getting some comments. All right. All right. So that's great. That's a new feature here. Also, we've got a bunch of stuff coming, but probably in the next week or two, we'll be able to talk about more of those. I think Playbooks is very close, guys.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be phenomenal. Playbooks is coming. Pond accounts are coming. I think the other neat feature that we could hit on real quick is in the Smart CRM and the ability to print labels to the Avery 5600.
Yeah, right.
Which is super handy if you're going to do your own mailers. Of course, you can always pipe those out to, thanks.io or use a webhook to send them to a carrier of your choice. But this is super handy. So you can actually choose a list of folks within your Smart CRM, whether it's a specific list of people looking for homes in a certain area or what have you, and actually print address labels for them to a specific type of label, and it will lay it out here.
Yeah, so basically, yep. Yeah, you check for all the contacts, check them off, and then you click the action right here.
Yep. So it's in that more actions, and then export, and it'll bring them over in a file formatted for that label.
Yeah. Playbooks, I kind of spoke too soon. There was a webinar last week that I think we can share with people. So let me just share it to the people watching it. You'll get a little more detail about Playbooks here. I'm just going to drop it on it's about our spring release. So it'll give you guys an update of everything coming. I'll drop it in the YouTube stream and also for those of you watching live on Zoom.
Nice.
Playbooks is really cool. It's kind of like, it kind of takes KV Core and gives you a step-by-step map to follow around doing specific actions. So the first playbook that's coming out will be around promoting your listings. Whenever. And
there's an article, or there was an interview with Joe on Playbooks. I'll grab the link and drop it to everyone.
Yeah. So that's that. Does anybody have anything you'd like to see us discuss? We've had some topics this week. I'm a little tapped out on the creativity front. So we did, other than that announcement about Sellexa. But if there's anything you'd like to use this time for, these sessions are designed to be Q&A for you. If you have a specific niche you're working on or an ad that you'd like feedback on, this is definitely a good time to talk about that. Okay.
Is Sellexa real?
It's right here. It's all, yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop that link to Playbooks out.
Okay.
Maybe you can open that while we're taking a look here, because it does give a pretty good outline, and then everyone can read the whole thing in its entirety.
Yeah. Andy's saying Eric talked about having Google Display Leads directed, Ernest, okay. Maybe it was Ernest. Google Display Leads directed to a Facebook sign-up form. As far as I know, you can't. We used to try to do this, like where you would send it through the Facebook lead form ad, the form that pops up. You used to, back in the day, for a very short while, you used to be able to link stuff to that. As far as I know, you can't do that off of a Google Display ad. But maybe what you're referring to, Andy, is driving traffic to a messenger bot. Right? So Google Display won't give you an option to drive to a form. What you're going to do is you're going to drive to an external link. And then you could drive that to your own form, to a messenger bot. I do know that Google, and I've played with this myself, Google does have forms attached to their regular search ads now, but I had a really tough time getting those to convert, and they don't collect a phone number. So it might be something we revisit soon.
And then we have a question from Ariel on the YouTube group when you're done covering this.
Sure. She says pinning on Pinterest. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to get into. So, yeah, I don't know. I could show a display ad here, but bottom line is you need to drive directly to a link, and then that link would collect the information. I don't think the forms that Google's offering with their search campaigns, I don't think those are letting you collect a number. But we can take 2 minutes here before we get to Ariel's question and just see. So let's try it out. Boy, I gotta even remember where this is. Do leads.
Harken back.
Yeah, I haven't tried to do this in a long time, and I might stumble a little. Oh, lucky, I got lucky. So when you go and you click the search, and then you click lead form submissions, there is this option here. And this would probably be great stuff to kind of make a theme for next week that we can play with. See if we can get one of these to work. But basically, you can go through the regular creation process, and then you can see right here this lead form extension. And you can create that. Now, as far as I remembered, you couldn't get a phone number in the past, but look at that.
Nice.
You can now. And you can get an address. Very, very, very juicy. I'm more excited than I might sound like I am. Now I don't know, Facebook clamped down on the address stuff for real estate, so I don't know if Google's following suit. They are starting to look like they're going in that direction. So I don't know what we'll get away with, but
so get it while you can.
Yeah, no, this is interesting. So I'm not prepared today, guys. But Andy, your question's inspiring, even if this is not what you meant. Over the next week, let's look into whether or not we can use this objective with Google Search Ads to directly collect contact info and pipe that info into KV Core. I do know that you can link this up to Zapier the same way you do with Facebook Forms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the sneak, guys. But I need to take some time with this and actually be a little more prepared. But you're free to go into your Google Ads account now and play with it too. Let's see what we can all figure out. Yeah, and when it first launched, it was just email, and I was like, I don't know. I'd rather just send people to a landing page if I'm only gonna get the email. But if they can pre-fill me out a phone number, whoo, that's gold, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we had another topic from Ariel, right?
Yeah, and this is interesting. So you can use Pinterest, of course, to post anything on your website to Pinterest. So there's a few realtors out there, probably more than a few, that will actually use a Pinterest board. And I'm going to drop a link to Front Door Northwest, Front Door Realty in Washington State here that I worked for before I got into with conversion and now KV Core. But Julie did a masterful job creating a Pinterest board for all of her listings and other types of, interesting things. So you can actually create a Pinterest board for a specific listing really, really easily just by opening up the listing.
Okay, so open up the listing here or do it from the back end?
From here. It has to be on your website.
Okay, so I'll go here. I'll just click view details.
Yep.
Mickey at mouse.
Hand over the beats, man.
Okay.
And as soon as it signs in,
it's trying to figure out if Mickey at mouse is legit.
Yeah, it's all totally sus.
It's testing. It looks like it worked. It worked. Okay.
Woohoo! And then down that right-hand side, there's all of these different ways contacts can interact. But at the bottom, towards the bottom, there is a Pinterest call to action. And when you click on that, you can actually go in as an agent and choose which images you want to add to Pinterest. So you can actually create a board for a specific property really, really quickly and easily and share that out to your contacts. I know some people, like myself as a consumer, I may not like Pinterest. I don't quite gel with it. However, there are millions and millions of people that do. So that could be an aspect you could use to start engaging with folks in your area. And I think the demographic is skewed, more towards women, I would say usually. But, this is a good way for you to engage with folks who are actively using Pinterest.
And check it out. So this probably deserves its own content. Oh, where'd it go? That was a bummer. I didn't close that.
Did it open in a new window? No.
No, I think that must have been me fumbling.
Oh, what it does. So it's similar to the Facebook pop-up.
Right.
So it's going to take it, pin it, and close, I believe.
Yeah, what I wanted to go into, so I'm going to do this again, save. And right after I did it, Pinterest does have an advertising platform
option,
business.pinterest.com or pinterest.com/ads, and I can click promote my pin.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to do, and it went away. I don't know if that's a glitch on Pinterest side, but we do owe everybody here who's a member of Next Level. We've covered Google, Facebook at length. Now it is time to start to get into, we did a little bit about LinkedIn. Let's get into some of these other channels. So in the next week or so, we'll get a Pinterest session live where we talk about how to actually advertise there.
Yeah, I think we could look at what Pinterest, Snapchat.
Yeah.
What else is coming out?
We've done all of these kind of, but the content's a couple of years old on the YouTube channel. Yeah. But in the order that I would go next after Google and Facebook, I would probably try LinkedIn, Twitter, and then Pinterest, and then maybe we check out and see if Snapchat and TikTok are viable. You know, and I didn't mention YouTube because I'm kind of lumping YouTube in with Google, but definitely YouTube ads I would do before those others. So,
and maybe even Twitter, how to use hashtags to search for like properties, find people who are searching for something similar. I mean, Twitter, it's you can kind of think of the way that hashtags work as an identifier in KD Core and equate that to how you can find like items on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever.
Yeah, we did bounce into Twitter late last year.
You're right.
I'll share this with everybody. So there was a session where we did run some Twitter ads. You know, it's kind of all these kind of fringe channels. Not fringe. Twitter isn't fringe, but after Google and Facebook, it's kind of like, well, who's got enough budget to run on every possible channel? So you wonder whether it's worth your time or not. But if you have a big ad budget and you're trying to run and build your brand locally for a whole team or a brokerage, then it does make sense to kind of get it on as many channels as possible, so you seem like you're everywhere. So we'll get more of this content going in the next level here soon.
We should get Damien back on Instagram too.
Yep. So good questions here, guys. So that's Pinterest. Yes, you can kind of just pin directly off the front of the site, and you can also run ads. More content to come on that.
Ooh, pitch sheet.
Yeah, there is a session we did about pitch sheets, but we can look into that real quick, right?
I'm wondering, Rich, are you asking about the manual listing pitch sheet and how to use it, how to create it and use it? I think that's what you're leaning towards, but I want to make sure.
Yeah, and we did a whole session like this where we I'm going to share this with everybody too, where we went deep into the manual listings and pitch sheets not too long ago. So I'll just share that with you, Rich, but we can look at that now live too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, everyone. If you haven't seen it before, it is all in relation to going into your listings tab in KV Core and creating a manual listing. So that could be like a coming soon property, that could be an exclusive property, that could even be a sold property. And within that tool for your manual listing in the listings tab, you'll have the ability to actually create a pitch sheet like you would for a live listing that's on your MLS. So when you open up that manual listing, you'll see it should be pitch sheet. Usually it's right. Oh, edit list. Well,
there may be something about this listing that doesn't leave it where it's expired already.
Yeah.
Let me see here. This was created a while ago. I was trying to shortcut, but I know that the pitch sheet won't show, I think, unless it's
completed or live.
You see the remove from site here. So
yeah.
Let me just fix that. Okay, and then I think
there's usually a little pitch sheet button.
Yep. Where did you go? Where did you go? Let's try it out fresh.
Yeah, let's just build one.
Okay. So we're going to walk through, guys, the process of entering a manual listing. I'm just picking somebody's random list address. Boy, that person who actually lives at 123 Main Street must get a lot of interesting mail. And then I can do a coming soon. Annalisa, does it matter?
Yes, yeah, you can do coming soon, you can do exclusive and sold.
Okay, cool. Okay. So you would go through the process of adding the manual listing. Finish. And let's see if our pitch sheet is here. And
it might just be a thing on the new UI.
And that's what I was just wondering. Did we forget to put it on the new UI? Well, we get bonus points for finding that today, or I should say, Rich does, or Mark. Okay, let me try the old UI. Sorry, guys. Let's confirm this.
And I'm going to drop a link on how to create a manual listing for everyone to take a look at, as well as information on pitch sheets.
Are we in the twilight? It must be April Fool's Day, right? Are we in the Twilight Zone today? Shouldn't it be right here?
Yeah, well, actually, it used to be a button sitting right underneath. So.
All right, guys, that URL I dropped shows where it's supposed to be. We'll get to work figuring out where this went. Somebody who's watching live confirmed. Can you see that button? And maybe I'm just doing something here.
I don't see it at all.
Okay. So you're supposed to be able to build a quick sheet that you can send out that kind of teases your listing and gives an overview of it. It could be. I know that we're doing a lot of work around Core Present, which is something that's coming soon. It's like a listing presentation.
Yeah.
And it
might be related.
We'll ask our product team. It could be that they're adjusting that functionality because Core Present is going to do a whole lot more along the lines of what pitch sheets are meant to do. So we'll stay tuned for that, guys. Sorry, we're not finding that. Good questions here. Could you use lead Dropbox to get information from services other than Facebook and Google? Rich, you could use the lead Dropbox. The thing is, what Rich is referring to is under Lead Engine, you get this email address for that you can send data into. The only thing is you want to make sure that source is kind of hooked up and is sending the emails in a format that our lead Dropbox can understand. And our lead Dropbox understands most real estate sources out there because over the years we've made it work with a lot of them. So answer is case by case, Rich, but you definitely could use the Dropbox for lots of different things.
Yep.
Now, yeah, like LinkedIn, for example, if you use LinkedIn lead forms, you would just want to use Zapier for that because you can link them up directly, the main ad networks. All right, we got a juicy one from Mark, right? So I'll share with everybody watching live. Mark's saying, hey, he saw a home valuation page that had a home valuation ad on Facebook that had about 15 comments. All of the comments were between 10 and 30 weeks old. Is he running the ad that long? Is it common that people can comment on the ad? Yeah. So and is it common? Did the guy even see his ads? So I run a ton of ads that get comments. Right. So I'll tell you, here's what's going on. Yes, it is common to run ads that long for sure, especially if it's working on any level. It's possible that guy's paying a vendor to run that ad and he totally forgot he's paying them. That happens a lot.
And thinks they're handling it.
Yeah. And the comments, a lot of times Facebook, you don't realize, unless you're looking, you might not be getting the notifications that you're getting comments on your Facebook page off the ad. Facebook emails them to me. We kind of internally here on our ads, we'll get a comment and then it'll be like 2 days later and we'll be like, where did that come from? And sometimes you're getting trolled or something like that. So that guy you saw running that ad, he probably wasn't aware of those comments. He probably didn't do anything wrong. He's just not seeing the notice from Facebook. The other thing that could be going on is he might be using a third-party vendor to run those ads, and they might be running that off a page they own. So he doesn't even have access to manage it. So if you want to be cool to him and let him know, shoot him a Facebook message.
Right. And I think the good thing, like if you have your own Facebook page, like your own business page, check your notifications and how they're set up on your own Facebook business page.
Yeah.
To see how you want that information to be shared with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I go into, this brings to mind, like if I go into this waterfront campaign that I keep mentioning, I can almost guarantee.
Well, it's awesome. Yeah.
But I can almost guarantee there's comments on that ad that we haven't moderated. But the spirit of Mark's question was, hey, is this something I should be mindful of and be paying attention to? And the answer is yeah. And even me, like I think the best way to fail safe this is to have a recurring appointment with yourself that says moderate Facebook comments. I use in my getting things done process every day. In the morning, I have like empty Gmail, empty Facebook. So this would be one of those things that could fall through the cracks. So I'm going to show this one just because it's coming to mind. So basically, the people who are admins on the page, in this case, it's me and a few other people, all probably get the notification bell in Facebook up here that there is a comment, but Facebook's not 100% reliable on this. So you can see this one's 3 weeks old. I tried accessing the list, but I couldn't. And then Delia, who the broker at the local company, was able to reply, right? So Delia's really on top of it. So she's replying. But if you don't reply, it can really get out of hand because people can say negative things or things that aren't true, or just things that could hurt the conversion of your ad. So this is just a cool topic that Mark's bringing up here. And yeah, thanks for the question.
And it's just part of the service aspect of follow. Maybe schedule 10 minutes a day to jump in and take a look at your platforms and where people might be commenting.
Yep. We get this on our YouTube channel too, right, Annalisa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we'll see a comment that came in for whatever reason, we didn't see the email, and it'll be like somebody's asking something. It's not intentional, and then it's just sitting there for weeks, you know.
There's a great question. So there's 2 questions on YouTube. The first is Jeff Bird. Hey Jeff, is there a directory of all of the videos and their content? So we house everything on our YouTube page, of course. However, there is more of a directory or outline of coursework within the Next Level Mastermind group. And that's going to break some things down by month, or growth strategies or tips and tricks. So we have them available for everyone on YouTube. However, there's more in-depth information available within that mastermind group.
Yeah, and it's a challenge for us, Jeff. I mean, we've got so much, there's so many things that our products do, and so many different topics that we touch on, you know, outside of the product with third-party platforms.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, maybe Annalisa, we should build a doc or something that just.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that and just having like a Google Doc that has this, like here's everything in relation to Twitter, LinkedIn, hashtags, something like that. I've been kicking around how to efficiently do that.
And I'll share the hack with everybody that I use in general for this. It's that Control F hack.
Oh yeah.
On the browser. So if you go to our webinars page in Next Level, for example, or if you go to our YouTube channel and you're browsing through the videos, if you hit Control F, or in your browser, I think you can go up here and do Find.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, Find right here. So it might be different on different browsers. And if I type Facebook, then it'll say 1 of 6. And then I can kind of scroll down. It'll show me all the times that Facebook's mentioned or retargeting, you know, so.
Yeah.
I think, Annalisa, though, it's bringing up a point. Remember we used to have our super doc?
You mean my beautiful super doc? I missed that because it was so handy.
So we may need to recreate that, guys. Basically what Jeff's saying, we need a table of contents. So yeah,
I'll add it to my list of wonderfulness that I'll get to. And then Ariel's asking, KV Core has the ability, of course, with our deluxe print and thanks.io to create flyers and postcards, letters, and so forth, listing sheets. Does it also create social media post design? I mean, we kind of walk through the design portions for Facebook and or Google. We don't really have like a set service where you jump in and say, I'm looking for something that's luxury, or I'm looking for something that's country, or, you know, I don't think we have that per se.
But I don't know how much I should give away, but it's coming. So
like Sellexa was coming, or is it actually?
No, this is for real. This is not April Fool's. But yeah, we're gonna have I've seen the designs. We're gonna have a marketing area where you'll be able to, you'll have social posts that you can.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, one click and things like that. So not quite yet, Ariel, but it is on our mind. Short term, you know, best thing, just use pictures of properties. That's gonna get you pretty far. And then in our templates section and Next Level, we've put some goofy things in here. Memes and things of that nature. I'm not quite sure that's what you're looking for, but there are some things and creatives that you could use here in the templates section. Like add images and memes. Let's see, actually, I'm going to show some of these off. We haven't looked at them in a while. And, you know, a lot of stuff is just meant to be, you know,
they're all about getting pattern disruption, right?
Yeah.
So it's about making people go, wait, what did I just see? And then they click because they're like, okay, let's check it out. Because we're all kind of smarty pantses at the end of the day, maybe, I'm guessing. Or maybe it's generational, but you know.
Yeah. So these are a little wackier, but yeah, we're working on more polished kind of marketing assets in a set marketing section inside of KV Core.
Yeah. Jeff has a question on YouTube. are people seeing greater results putting BombBomb videos in their campaign? So using that core premium video powered with our partnership with BombBomb.
It's hard to attribute and quantify.
Yeah.
But I guess my personal experience is that because I'm on video so frequently and so often, generally the first contact I have with people is they already know me. This is just, and I think a lot of people who do a lot of video marketing would agree. So actual results, like are they converting more leads? I can only assume they are because they're building rapport in a leveraged way. So the main value with core video is it's saving you time getting to know people. But yeah, Jeff, we don't have anything concrete data-wise that I'm aware of. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are familiar with BombBomb and love using it. Now it's just easier to use it because it's married with KV Core. And you can use the video, to send out like, hey, thanks for coming to my site, to send something personal, or walk them through a couple of listings you're going to send them. I'm going to send you this link. Here's the 2 listings. Here's a brief overview of them. There's a lot of things you can do off the cuff on your mobile or your laptop. So it goes with you wherever you go.
Yeah. And there are people who use BombBomb and who swear by it. They send a new greeting to every new lead they get. And I don't think that's a bit of work. And I don't think all those people would keep doing that if it wasn't worth the effort. So.
Right. Nobody's going to get camera ready if they don't have to.
Yeah. And then for guys like Shane Bond, who's watching live, I mean, if you look like him, then it really kills for you. It does awesome. But we all can't look like Shane.
He's like the Zoolander of lending.
Yeah.
He can't turn left.
Yeah. But kidding aside, yeah, it's powerful if you're going to do it. But if there is that learning curve, and you got to get over the fear of being on camera. But this is actually what we're competing with, and all our kids and our grandkids or whatever, they're all born with the phone in their hands, and they're all doing video constantly.
And they can probably teach you some tricks.
They can teach you, but not to instill fear. But this is who we're competing with as the 20 somethings coming to the business. They're gonna have that. So it kind of makes sense to get on board, I think, unless you've got an established referral business and you don't need it, then you don't need it.
Then you can just add a video into like your newsletters or something.
Yeah. So many different ways to go here. And that's, one of the things we try to do at Inside Real Estate. We're giving you all a wide range of tools so that you can operate your business however you want to. But you shouldn't feel stressed to buy everything.
Right.
It's just whatever fits here for you. Cool. Good questions, guys. I'm surprised more people haven't opted in for Sellexa yet. I'm disappointed. We put so much work into this.
There's going to be a lot of disappointed pigeons.
Yeah.
They were pumped up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we got to the end of the questions. Nice little tidy 37-minute session. Have you done?
Oh, I know what it was. I know what I wanted to bring up. There is I've been noticing this a lot on ads on Instagram. People are linking to Linktree, right? So Linktree is really, really neat. And I just put the link into everyone in the chat. I was really intrigued by this. It allows you to actually have one clickable link to have all of your social media, like see this web page, see this listing. I mean, you can pretty much customize it to send people to different areas. So it's kind of a neat idea, and I'm seeing it used a lot more and more.
Yeah, I've played with it in the past, and it's basically a one-page website. That definitely like it. You could use this. You could put your your KV Core landing pages, your squeeze pages, your
link them to your bot.
Yeah, featured listing.
Talk
link it to your messenger bot.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was just going to kind of run through here and just.
And it's neat because this is something you could drop in all of your social media bios or posts, as well as your signature on your any email and in your KV Core signature. So it's really quite versatile. Yeah.
So definitely a cool tool to check out. Jeff Bird's asking about information about partnering with a lender. I've done that webinar. A handful of times, and there's a whole course in the learning portal about partnering with a lender. So definitely.
Well, and there's a couple of really cool courses. So there's all the one that's on the perspective of you as bringing someone in. How do you speak with them and get their buy-in on what you're trying to achieve. So then you can learn how to talk with them about that. And then the lender has the lender success plan, which is similar to the agent success plan. So we're really trying to set it up so you can all, work with each other.
Yeah, there's here's my misspelled lead revival and marketing mortgage co-marketing strategies with Shane, who's watching live. So definitely check that one out. I pasted that to both of you guys, and I'll fix my my typo here.
Yeah, and I'm putting the link in for everyone on how to get your lender involved with KV Core.
Yeah,
because it's super important to make sure that they understand their part of the deal, you understand your part of the deal, so everybody knows who's reacting to what and what the expectations are.
Yeah, and then, sorry about that. And when choosing a lender, definitely don't choose the first guy who's going to give you money. That's the first. Like it is kind of a big decision.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right.
And one thing that's come up a lot as I've been doing the setups is people are like, I want to add like the finance widget. However, they don't have a lender associated with their platform yet or their own agent platform. So you do need to have your admin add the lender. Then you'll have access to go in and edit your profile. So you'll click on your email or name at the top right, my profile. And then when you click to edit your profile, you're going to scroll down on that bottom left-hand side towards the bottom of right above the, yeah. You can click in, choose the lender.
Yep. She doesn't have one. Shane, you should get on that. Haven't you talked to Delia? She doesn't have a lender.
And then if you have the little box clicked there before you save it, it will actually add the lender to a finance tab on your website. So that's how you get the finance tab. Then you can add that finance widget. If you don't have the lender associated before you add the widget, you're not going to send them to anything.
Yeah. Okay. Lender can be per agent, Dennis, as Annalisa just explained. So
yeah.
You could definitely have your own. You just need your admin to kind of add that lender into the system so you're able to pick them.
Mm-hmm. I don't see any fresh questions.
Cool. So guys, thank you for being live. Definitely share these sessions with your team. Have everybody subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've been doing these kind of live stream sessions, and we'll continue to do them. But keep an eye on the YouTube channel for more niched, focused content as we go along. And of course, we always have our learning portal here at in the KV Core dashboard. There's just a ton of great stuff in there that you can check out as well. So
yeah, and really the Sellexa thing is just too cool. I love it.
Too cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Sellexa, yes.
I've been sitting on that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
all right, guys. We will see you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. East. Tell your whole office about Sellexa as well, and have a great one.